Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from RealityArtPod here to talk about the Week 2 Veto episode of Big Brother 26. Last time on Big Brother, we saw Chelsea win the Head of Household competition, leading to her nominating Angela, Kenny, and Lisa. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist where you can catch up on my previous recaps and rankings. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing, but let's dive into it. We pick back up on day 11 where we left off. Chelsea explains to us that she made safe nominations and avoided nominating Leah or Mackenzie for fear of drawing a line in the sand. All three nominees, including Kenny, who doesn't want to be there, tell us they want to win the veto to save themselves. Not being nominated leaves Mackenzie feeling like she's built good trust with Chelsea and is looking forward to getting revenge on Angela for evicting Crazy Eye Matt. Quinn and Brooklyn discuss the Pentagon alliance. They see Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric as a tight core, and they feel like they're on the bottom of the alliance. Quinn then gets a segment of him making more alliances with everyone in the house, being in the Andersons Guy alliance with Tucker, Chemo, and Cam. He's also in the Visionaries alliance with Chemo and T-Core, and feels like this is the only alliance he can really be honest with. He's also aware that these alliances could all blow up in his face, but doesn't state any real contingency plan if that were to happen. In the storage room, Lisa is sitting with her dirty feet on the counter, proclaiming to Chelsea that she wants to win the veto and save herself, but Chelsea thinks Lisa is a liar, and she lies to her right back, saying that Lisa's not the target. Lisa believes her. The show covers a series of events. Around this time, the live feeds were blocked for everything that happened. They obviously do this to have control over the narrative that's delivered, and I think because they don't want to deal with TMZ, this was a very carefully edited series of events, and I hope I do it justice. In the backyard, Cedric, Chelsea, and Cam meet at the hammock and decide that they're the core three of the Pentagon. They call over T-Core and propose working together with the goal of having a black winner, but are worried about being perceived as a tight crew. Angela is watching them from the kitchen and tells Quinn that they look like they're working together. She claims that she does this with intention of she and Quinn teaming up with them. Quinn is annoyed with Angela for this and calls Angela the Godzilla of destroying alliances. At night, Quinn rounds up T-Core, Chemo, and Joseph and exposes Angela to them, and T-Core brings this information back to Cedric.
If you keep talking about us, you'll have the full weight of our alliance coming down on you.
The next day, they pick players for the veto competition, and Brooklyn and Joseph, the same picks from last week, are picked again. In their veto competition, which is hosted by Quinn, they're the Geek Squad, helping Ainsley with her crashed system. The system looks a lot like the Microsoft outage, and props to the comp design team for getting this together on pretty short notice. Unless it was just a coincidence, the show doesn't often stay so relevant. They have to use binary code, blocks of ones and zeros, to build a tower tall enough to hit their laser. The ones and zeros are really squares and circles, but the show has never had much respect for the arts. They get started and they all look so silly in their costumes. These are the best costumes of the season so far. They start off with some really illogical stacking strategies across the board. Why would the entire stack balance on one sole circle? So they're failing, which I guess means learning. Kenny really understands the assignment from the beginning and is really the only person acting like they have a brain here. I don't know how they don't just all look at Kenny and copy what he's doing, especially because there's an exact number of pieces, so there's clearly only one way to do this. Brooklyn kind of gets something going, but Kenny ends up hitting his button and winning, and while I normally don't have a lot of nice things to say about this guy, he really ate that and left no crumbs. The players wind down from the competition, and we see Cedric go to Chelsea and tell Chelsea the information that Quinn gave T-Core about Angela. Chelsea's annoyed because this is what Angela does all the time, and Angela isn't even the target, so Chelsea confronts Angela, telling her what she heard, and Angela quickly fesses up to it, saying the only person she told was Quinn. They quickly squash it, but now Angela knows that she can't trust Quinn anymore, so naturally Angela confronts Quinn, but not before she takes a pot shot at Lisa.
Lisa, wipe that stupid smirk off your face.
Angela brings Quinn to the bathroom, joined by T-Core, and Angela breaks down, telling them that she wanted to be in that group.
I want you to understand, considering the other past season, when a group of people of color or a group of black people gather,
Oh, honey, don't ever do that.
that's how it can be interpreted on our front when you say a blanket statement like that.
It feels like the show is really making it seem like Quinn set Angela up for this on purpose, complete with him saying that he was totally scheming, leading to Angela emotionally defending herself in the kitchen, proclaiming that her statements weren't about race. This whole situation is really complicated, and given what happened to Kyle on BB24, something they've all seen, they know how this could look. Later, Angela cries into her avocado and tells us that Quinn tattled on her like a child. She feels like Quinn is sabotaging her because she knows he has the power and he wants her out, which is true. Angela asks T-Core to talk, and Angela issues a heartfelt apology, which T-Core accepts, and they hug it out. Later, after Tucker jokes to her in the bathroom about having the power, Mackenzie just tells Tucker about her power. Tucker tells us this is not a good move because she just gave him dirt on her. Tucker then goes to Chelsea and tells Chelsea that she should nominate Mackenzie to flush the power out of the game. She says she'll consider it, and he also volunteers to go up on the block. In general, I think we can all agree that volunteering to go on the block is really whack and lame, but in this short segment, the show is really trying to push Tucker as a big baller. color. At the veto ceremony, which is pretty quick, Kenny of course uses the veto on himself, and Chelsea nominates Tucker as the replacement nominee. That ends the episode. Overall, this is a pretty solid hour of TV. I thought the veto competition was really cool. I like challenges like this, where in my head I'm wondering how I would handle it. The big headline of this episode was obviously the chain of events in the house surrounding race. They cut those conversations from the feeds so successfully, I had no idea that any of that happened, which I think sets a really terrifying precedent for the show. If you're hiding stuff from us so successfully, how are we supposed to trust what you're giving us on this edited show? And because of that, something about this edit really didn't sit right with me. I much would have preferred to watch this on the live feeds and made my own decisions about it. I'm an adult, I can handle myself. But because I don't feel like I have enough information to really form a true opinion, I'd really like to hear your opinions in the comments, see where your heads are at about this episode. If you like the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back tomorrow night to talk about the eviction episode and with my updated week 2 player rankings. Until then, have a nice day. Bye.